At narito na naman ang mainit na balita mula sa mundo ng politika. Isang kontrobersyal na pangyayari ang lumutang matapos magsalita ang ilang retiradong general ng Armed Forces of the Philippines. Ayon sa kanila, nagsanib pwersa sila upang ipahayag ang kanilang buong suporta kay Vice President Sara Duterte sa layuning tuluyan ng mapababa sa pwesto si President Cotingang Norte Jr. Sa isang press conference na isinagawa, ilang retiradong general mula sa iba't ibang sangay ng AFP ang nagpakita ng solidong suporta kay VP Sara Duterte. Ayon sa mga general, ang kanilang hakbang ay bahagi ng kanilang adhikain na tiyakin ang tunay na pagbabago at tuwid na pamamahala sa bansa. Itinuturing nilang hindi na epektibo ang kasalukuyang administrasyon ni Pangulong Marcos at kinakailangan na ang isang bagong liderato. Isang retiradong general ang nagsabi, "Kami po ay nagsanib puwerta upang ipahayag ang aming buong suporta kay VP Sara dahil sa kanyang mga prinsipyo at lakas ng loob na magsagawa ng mga makatarungan at mabilis na pagbabago. Hindi rin naiwasan ng mga general na ilahad ang kanilang pagkakabahala sa ilang mga isyu na hinaharap ngayon ng Administrasyong Marcos tulad ng mga isyu sa ekonomiya at pamamahala ng mga natural na kalamidad. Bilang tugon sa tanong tungkol sa pagkakasangkot nila sa politika, iginiit ng mga retiradong general na wala silang ibang layunin kundi ang magbigay ng tamang direksyon sa bansa. Ang kanilang suporta kay VP Sara ay isang hakbang upang tiyakin ang kaligtasan at kapakanan ng bawat Pilipino. Gayunpaman, marami ang nagtatanong kung ano ang magiging epekto ng kanilang pahayag sa kasalukuyang political landscape ng bansa. Hanggang ngayon, wala pang pahayag mula sa Malacanang hingil sa isyung ito. Patuloy na binabantayan ng sitwasyon at inaasahan na maglalabas ng official statement ang mga kinauukulan sa mga susunod na araw. Samantala, ang mga general na ito ay nagpahayag ng kanilang determinasyon na ipagpatuloy ang kanilang laban para sa tuwid na pamamahala. At heto nga mga balita ang ating pagkakatutukan, at kung bago ka pa lamang sa aking channel ay huwag kakalimutang mag-like, share and subscribe para updated ka sa aming mga bagong balita dito sa Tatak Pinas.
Ago, sections 9 and 10 stemmed from an IMO resolution and an UNCLOS provision. To be specific, Article 53, Section 9 of UNCLOS states that, and I quote, "In designating or substituting sea lanes or prescribing or substituting traffic separation schemes, an archipelagic state," now refers to the Philippines, shall refer proposals to the competent international organization with a view to their adoption. Now we're now referring to IMO. So IMO in 1998 issued IMO Resolution number 7169, which states, and I quote, under paragraph 3.4, "Following a proposal to the IMO by an archipelagic state, Philippines, other states may request that the archipelagic state propose additional sea lanes to include other normal passage routes used as routes for international navigation or overflight through or over archipelagic waters as required by UNCLOS," unquote. So, this is a contingency measure, part of the IMO process. So, if I may reiterate again, I underscore, other states may request. Ang ibig sabihin po, yung pag nag-usap na sa IMO, merong ibang states na pwedeng mag-request, dagdagan nyo naman yung archipelagic sea lanes nyo. Bakit tatatlo lang yan? That's section 9. Section 10 now refers to substitution of archipelagic sea lanes. Perhaps the concern of the good gentleman is that we are now allowing the President, by virtue of a delegated authority in the interest of national security, among others, to substitute the three. Meron pong mga requirements po yon sa Section 8. Sa Section 8 po natin, Maliwanag po yung mga requirements, national security, when it comes to an emergency, etc., etc. So, maliwanag po yun. But, Mr. President, safety of navigation, presence of a particularly sensitive area, nakikita ko po rito yung Tubataha Reef, protection of fishing grounds, etc., etc. But, if you read Section 9, nakalagay po dun sa Section 9, yung designation, it also flows from Article 53 of UNCLOS. Article 53 of UNCLOS. And Article 53, paragraph 9 of UNCLOS states that in designating or substituting sea lanes or prescribing or substituting traffic separation schemes, an archipelagic state, meaning to say the Philippines, shall refer to the proposals to the competent international organization with a view to their adoption. So because of this, also in 1998, IMO issued a resolution, 7169, and I quote, Mr. President, 7169, following a proposal to the IMO, I correct myself. This is now Article 53 of UNCLOS. An archipelagic state may require, after giving due publicity thereto, substitute other sea lane or traffic separation schemes for any sea lanes or traffic separation schemes previously designated or prescribed by it. I was distracted by the papers given to me. So IMO issued Resolution 7169, also in 1998, an archipelagic state, when circumstances require, after giving due notice, due publicity thereto, substitute other sea lanes or traffic separation schemes for any sea lanes or traffic separation scheme previously designated or prescribed by it. Liliwanagin ko po. Ang substitution po, magmumula sa Pilipinas. Tayo magsasabi sa IMO, palitan niyo po ito kasi po gusto namin ilipat na because of we want to preserve an area where a previous sea lane would traverse. Yun po yung substitution. Yung addition would not come from us. It would come from other countries. It would come from other states, Mr. President. So yun po yung pagkakaiba nito. Si substitution sa atin, tayo na yung nagre-request. Si addition, ang nagre-request yung other states. Mr. President, when we look at this, when we read Section 9 and Section 10 together, we now implicate the foreign policy power of the Chief Executive. Pag nag-uusap-usap po sa mga iba't ibang bansa, ang atin pong number one delegate through the Secretary of Foreign Affairs is the President of the Philippines. So siya po yung pwedeng magsabi, o sige, payag kami, ang Pilipinas na dagdagan ng another sea lane sa request ninyo. Kasi baka nagbago yung sea lane ng Indonesia, dugtong na lang natin doon. Or tayo naman po ang mag-request, i-substitute na natin itong sea lane natin na designate, hindi na Balintang Channel, yun na lang Babuyan Channel para ma-preserve yung dulo ng Batanes. Kunyari lang po, Mr. President. So, we now give the President the authority, the delegated power to negotiate. And with that authority, we empower him likewise without necessarily going to Congress na magdi-debate na ulit tayo kung ano yung dapat na sea lanes. Because, Mr. President, the sea lanes are not just imposed by legal provisions, but because it is given to us geographically by Mother Nature. Mr. President. And if you look at our map, there are only 9 possible entry and exit points in our archipelagic waters. And if I may name them from north to south and the rest, Balintang Channel, Babuyan Channel, Verde Island Passage, Linakpakan Strait, San Bernardino Strait, Surigao Strait, Balabac Strait, Basilan Strait, Sibuto Passage. Siyam lang po yun. Kaya hindi na tayo, yung atin pong i-add, doon din manggagaling. Yung atin pong isa-substitute, doon din po manggagaling. Hindi na po tayo pwedeng kumuha pa ng ibang mga sea lanes kasi wala na pong dadaanan dyan, Mr. President. So, we now give the President exact standards to follow, and that is under Section 8 of this measure when the President, through the Department of Foreign Affairs, negotiates with the International Maritime Organization, Mr. President. So, in that archipelagic waters, talagang siyam na lang yan. Tatlo lang po yung in-enumerate natin. So, kung mag-a-add tayo, doon manggagaling sa siyam. Kung magsa-substitute tayo, doon din po manggagaling sa siyam. We can no longer reinvent our waters because the depth, the geographical compactness was given to us by Mother Nature, Mr. President.
So the lay of the land, Mr. President, that's the universe, lay of the land over the sea. So the universe, according to our sponsor, would be 9 possible archipelagic sea lanes. But out of curiosity, if I remember, the sponsor said that the executive branch originally proposed
Yes,
11.
11.
Paano po nangyari yun?
Meron
How is that possible?
meron pong kinonect na pinag-connect na sea lane ang proposal ng Coast Guard pero hindi na po yun tinanggap. There is a if I can just
So, no, I just want to be clarified.
Opo.
With God's blessings, ilan ba talaga? What is the universe of the
The-
possible sea lanes? 9 or 11? How come the executive branch saw 11, Mr. President?
The entry and exit points 9. Pero pag dinugtong-dugtong nyo po, pwedeng maging 11. And I have the list of the 11 here. But the 11 would just be a mere expansion of the 9. Kagaya po halimbawa, Mr. President, ng Basilan Strait, Celebes Sea, Basilan Strait, malapit na rin po yan sa Celebes Sea, Sibuto Passage. The Celebes Sea, Sibuto Passage, Nasubata Channel, yun din po yung entry. Magkakaiba lang po doon sa gitna kasi yung pang-10 sinama yung Bohol Sea. But the entry and exit will be the same. Nagkaiba lang yung gitna.
Opo.
Yung
Sige.
pong minsan nasasama yung Sarangani Strait, minsan nasama po yung Bohol Sea.
But since we're talking about sea lanes, na pwede mong ipag-connect ka para mga highways yan, network po yan. So, can we say that the universe is 11?
I would still probably, Mr. President, stick to the 9 because when you speak of sea lanes as well as freedom of navigation, the purpose really is to traverse from one end of the high seas, to another end of the high seas. So, nanggaling po sa isang exclusive economic zone, palabas sa isang exclusive economic zone.
Correct.
So, from high seas to high seas. So, halimbawa kung galing kayo ng dulo po ng EDSA sa Baclaran o sa MOA, lalabas po kayo ng Caloocan. Ang entry point mo ay Baclaran, ang exit mo ay Caloocan, pero in between, kung gusto mong mag-iwas-iwas ng traffic, pwede ka nang pumasok sa Mandaluyong o yung Mabuhay lanes. But just the same, we refer to the entry point and exit points, Mr. President.
So, Mr. President, just to further our understanding, let's assume that this is now our law, and let's look at archipelagic sea lane number 3. So, a ship which uses which enters from the southern Philippine side. That would be the island of Basilan and in between the Zamboanga Peninsula, the tip of the Zamboanga Peninsula. May ship doon. That ship can turn right and exit at number 2, Mr. President. Is that allowed? That's allowed?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Yes, so
Practically and theoretically, pero I
but
doubt if
that's
they
allowed.
will.
That's allowed.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I want to understand, Mr.
Yes.
President. Okay. So the sea lanes are recognized, and then you can use the sea lanes network because these are the recognized
Yes.
highways
Yes.
on the sea. Okay, so thank you for that, Mr. President. But actually, okay, just to pursue the answer of our sponsor, Section 9 is not that clear, Mr. President, as written na ito pala, this is not the independent and unilateral decision of the President to add. He cannot do it. It must be upon request of other states. But look at Section 9. That is not clear, Mr. President.
Yes. The Section 9 is a discretionary provision because
Yes.
of the word may.
Yeah.
But in practice, Mr. President, since we have already agreed that this will be the 3, I don't think the President would just randomly change or adopt
this is
additional.
adding.
Except if you read the previous section, which is Section 8. And Section 8, Mr. President, is very clear. Section 8 refers to the instances when the President, when the factors to be considered by the President when designating a sea lane, including the coordinates: national security and public safety, safety of navigation, presence of a particularly sensitive area. This refers to protected maritime areas, protection of fishing grounds, management of the risk of pollution. Halimbawa po dun sa isang maritime archipelagic sea lane ay nagkaroon ng oil spill. Kagaya po na nangyayari ngayon, the President can designate. Ito po yung mga emergency. So, suitability for continuous, expeditious, unobstructed transit. Kung may sumadsad pong barko doon, edi mag-substitute muna. Non-duplication of routes of similar convenience. Ito po, nakita nyo sa letter G, between the same entry and exit points. So, mahalaga po yung exit and exit points. And F, suitability for expeditious, continuous, unobstructed transit from one part of ECC to another part of ECC, etc., etc.
Well, Mr. President, I will use the figure of our sponsor that there can only be 9 possible archipelagic sea lanes, given our how our archipelago has been designed by God, no? So total of 9 lang po ang universe here. So yung additional and substitute sea lanes na i-delegate natin sa presidente can only be taken from those 9.
I totally agree, Mr. President.
So, thank you for that, Mr. President. Pero yung pag-add ng presidente, yung substitute, Mr. President, naintindihan ko yun. Pero pa yung pag-add ng presidente rin, it's his as we are delegating it to him, it's his unilateral power. No, he needs no clearance or approval from the IMO.
It will be, again, Mr. President, it will be referred to the International Maritime Organization.
Okay, sige. I understand because itong original na tatlo nga will be referred to the IMO. So, but we are giving the power to the President to add or substitute subject to the same procedure.
Correct.
Yes, kasi sa original kailangan. Okay, ngayon, some archipelagic states, I believe, have identified their ASL by law and did not delegate it to the executive branch for additional or substitute. So that's one concept. We're following another concept that we are designating originally 3 ASLs by law, but we are delegating power to the President to add and then substitute, and then there are paragraphs A to G of Section 8 as the parang parameters or the standards. Hindi po itong decision of the Republic of the Philippines to empower the President to add or substitute, that concept